I've been using the PlayStation Portal for a little over 7 months now, and in that period, Sony has released a few updates, with update 3.0.0 being the latest and most significant. No wonder it's already causing some buzz, both negative and positive. After testing it out for almost a week, new features like the ability to sign into public Wi-Fi networks, the new visual feedback for the touchpad areas, and finally being able to see the battery level in percentage were met with so much excitement, and that could be seen from the media coverage. But a few days in, the cracks started to show, with issues like the portal not working anymore after the update, disconnecting constantly while using, the gray screen issue, just to name but a few. In this video, we take a deep dive into the update, all its issues, and the possible solutions. Buckle up and let's go for the ride. Getting into it, if you still haven't installed the update, when you turn on your portal, you'll get a prompt to install the update, and the installation process is pretty straightforward and normally would take you anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Something to note though, your portal won't update unless it's got a battery percentage of 50% and above. Speaking of battery percentage, with the new update you'll now be able to see it once you enable it in settings, and to do that, swipe left from the top right of your screen, then get into settings and click on system. From there, scroll down to the battery and you'll see the option to toggle the battery percentage on or off. Once you enable it, back on the home screen, the battery percentage will now show, and you'll no longer require to power off your portal and plug it into power, then press the power button to see the battery percentage as it charges. If you'd ask me, it's been a long awaited update because a decent amount of people complained about their portals going off while gaming, since they couldn't exactly tell how much juice was left. Talking of not knowing how much juice was left, one thing that most portal users knew for sure was you couldn't connect to public Wi-Fi, but with this new update, you can now connect to public Wi-Fi, but for some networks, there's a few hoops to jump through, and in some instances, it's just not possible. More on that a little later in the video. To test out the public Wi-Fi connectivity, I'm heading off to the shopping center.
I'm finally here, and I'm going to test and see if the public Wi-Fi connection actually works.
By going into settings, then network, and clicking on setup internet connection, a list of the networks will pop up, and in this case, I'm looking for Sanctuary Lags free Wi-Fi. After selecting it and waiting for a few seconds, I straight away got the something went wrong error message, which usually comes after scanning the QR code and inputting your details, and I found it a bit strange. I gave it a few more cracks, but nothing changed, and this got me thinking, why would this be happening? So, like I always do, I jumped on the internet to try and find possible solutions, and after combing through Reddit and other internet forums, the answer was right in the update patch notes, and this is what it said. The PlayStation Portal might not support certain public networks such as 5 GHz networks, and this user on Reddit explained it with better detail. Now, just like you, I wondered why Sony would only limit the connection to select public Wi-Fi networks, and the explanation Sony gave was they wanted to comply with regulations for various countries and regions. If you'd ask me, I find it rather surprising given the fact that 5 GHz is the faster option, majority of public Wi-Fi spots use it, and the portal would inevitably always prefer the 5 GHz connection.
Now, if you remember a little earlier in the video, when I was trying to connect my portal to the public Wi-Fi network, it straight away jumped to this error message, and that's because my portal chose to connect to the 5 GHz frequency, and no matter what I did, it just won't connect.
Defeated in that regard, I tried the touchpad visual feedback and it worked without any issues. Now, to be honest, I don't use it as much while gaming, although in games like Spider-Man Miles Morales it comes in handy, and seeing the path of my finger in the sky blue glow is kinda satisfying. If you'd ask me, additional haptic feedback would seal the deal for the touchpad. Moving along, I also had to test how the portal's overall system performance and stability was after this update, and after a few hours of gameplay and navigating different menus throughout the week, I didn't experience any issues, and honestly speaking, a lot more stable with less stuttering compared to when I first got it.
Now, with all the major components of this update touched, it would be a disservice not to talk about the negative side of things, and this got me thinking, what are some of the major issues apart from the public Wi-Fi connectivity we've already touched? And a few scrolls into my Reddit escapade, they started booting one after the other, and starting with the more serious one, the portal not booting up after the update.
Now, just like you, I found this rather weird, and upon further digging, a simple plugin into a Chromebook, then a hard reboot, and it was up again, which left me with even more questions. And what I could conclude from the thread was, this particular portal might have been recovering from failing to update properly without displaying anything on the screen, and by chance, while plugged into the Chromebook, it finished recovery and lit back up. I mean, who knows? If anyone in the chat has an idea why this happened, please enlighten us. Another update issue along the same line is the grey screen issue, and some users reported their screens turning grey after updating their portal, and no matter what they tried, nothing changed. Just like the first issue, possible solutions are always in the thread, and after combing through Reddit, the trick was to get your portal back to the Wi-Fi connection screen after a factory reset, and if your portal boots directly into the grey screen, hold the power button until you see the PlayStation boot logo, after which you'll continue holding it down until it reboots a second time. Something to note though, it may not work at the first instance, and you'd probably need to do it a few times to get it up and running, and once you're back to the Wi-Fi screen, you can join your Wi-Fi network. While on the subject of the Wi-Fi, a user complained about their internet signal dropping even though they were seated only 10 feet away from their router. Now, if you'd ask me, this is most likely due to poor internet, but the fact that this happened after the 3.0.0 update leaves a lot of question marks, as the user mentioned it had been working fine while they used the previous update.
If you guys have any idea why this could be happening, let me know in the comment section.
Moving along, another issue along the same line was constant disconnection as pointed out by this user, and in their case, the portal would stay on the home screen for a while before randomly disconnecting. Again, this is another mind twister, and the only thing I could attribute it to is poor internet connection. Speaking of poor internet connection, it's the main cause of network lag, which a lot of people confuse with micro-stutters, but fear not, I'll break it down for you. But before that, both are still issues most portal users are facing even after the update, myself included. Starting with the micro-stutters, they're usually caused by the 59Hz frame rate mismatch between the portal and the PS5, which results in a frame drop every so often and is easily unnoticeable if you are actively focused on the gameplay. Network lag, on the other hand, is caused by unstable networks and can occur even if you have good network speeds, and this is usually characterized by blurred or choppy visuals lasting anywhere between a fraction of a second to multiple seconds, and in really bad networks can go indefinitely.
If you ask any gamers, this would be their worst nightmare, and I'm a bit surprised Sony hasn't addressed this issue yet, and my wish to them would be at least address it in the very next update.
With update 3.0.0 completely stripped down to the bare bones and majority of the issues that came with it completely unpacked, I must say the portal is way better compared to when it first launched a little over 7 months ago, but there's still room for improvement. It's good to see Sony finally enabling battery percentage view, the touchpad visual feedback, but the public Wi-Fi sign-in still needs some work, and to be honest, I still don't get it why Sony have restricted 5 GHz public Wi-Fi networks from being able to authenticate when you try and sign in. Then, throwing Bluetooth headphone connectivity without using accessories, the ability to consume media on apps like Netflix or YouTube, being able to browse the internet, and all that is left is imagination of how much better the portal would get when all these features finally land. Now, given the fact that the portal costs $329 here in Australia, my thinking is enabling all these features would put Sony at a loss, given the fact that handhelds like the ROG Ally and Steam Deck have way more features, hence their hefty price tags, and thus Sony would rather match the portal's features to its price point. Let me know what you guys think. Well, there you have it, peeps. I hope you enjoyed and found this video helpful, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. Since this video is all about helping you with your portal, check out this video for some more tips and tricks with your portal. Until then, people of the internet, I'm signing out. See you on the next one.